That begins to look okay. Maybe look better with just two long ones. Yeah, I think it looks better with just two long ones. Take that information. It was a little thick, so I'm going to try and line it up there and get this to almost the same size of where I want it to go. So now this piece is a little bit off, but it works decently well. It's not perfect with this piece right here, but we can always fix that. I'm going to pull out my eraser and just give this a little bit. So what this is beginning to look like right here, is a very thin space between the two rocks because this breaks down pretty well. If I don't like that, I can always go and steal a space in between two rocks, such as right here. And make it work. Put that to the top level so I can actually see it. So now there's a nice break between those two rocks. There we go. Little non-uniform scaling. Alright. Soft eraser, just to kind of blend it out some. Get that information up there. There we go. Now it blends in between nicely. Look at that. Nice space. You're going to have to end up doing that a lot on this. Erase what I don't want here. One of the things you have to be careful about when erasing all of this information is to keep to make sure you don't forget to erase parts. Turning it on and off and looking at it will kind of tell you, oh, I forgot to erase this area here, right here. See, like a little flashing sign. Sometimes you want it there, sometimes you don't. Oops. Transform this a little bit. We'll just pretend that that rock was slightly too small so there was more dirt around it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to fill in this little bit right there, but that's not too hard. That's just taking a little piece like we did with the other rock, with this piece, and making it work. I'm going to flatten that out. Find some other little pieces to fill in this little spot here. I don't like the way that's looking. So I'm going to find a place that I do like the way it looks and shove it in there. I'm not particularly happy with the clarity of any of these at the moment. So that's a copy of that. Let's just take this. I'm basically stealing it for the bottom part. Putting it above everything again. Moving it down. Alright. Because what I really want is just the clarity of what's underneath there. Use my mask so I can erase out and whoops. Use an actual mask so I can erase out pieces I don't want, because like I said, I'm really just wanting the bottom. So let's erase out some of the top here. Let's keep that. I'm going to do a slight transformation on this to line up those a little bit better. Okay, so at least now this looks like it's moving across. There's a little bit of strange information right here, which I'm just going to choose to erase parts of it that I don't like. That. So we have two different size rocks. There we go. Butted up against each other. Now, I'm going to have to fix all this area with little bits and pieces. And keep on going and keep on going. But you can see where the pattern is continuing. Here, I'm forcing it straight. It's not perfectly straight. As long as the edges match, you can wave as much as you want, as long as this end and this end match and the middle matches. So when you flip it again. So I need to cover up some of this information here. I'm not going to do anything too special with that. Worst comes to worst, just find an area with a good thick edge, like this. Move that up. Move that down and across. It doesn't fit exactly, but I don't care. I'm just trying to steal the dirt, the transition. If you want it to fit more exactly, you can do a brick by brick. My concern is this dirt. Making sure this doesn't exist. So you'll notice how I touch it every now and then, but mostly it is gone. So yeah, I just erased this entire part because this is going to actually have to be completely fixed this way by connecting the two rocks. I'm going to have to move a piece across there. That's unusually straightforward there. I'm not liking the way that looks. Liking most of it, just not that particular part right here. Since I don't like this part, I will say I'll just do it again with a different piece. So I'm going to erase all this, take it from where I do like it, which is here on. See, that actually kind of works. Once again, not looking for absolute perfection, just believability. This is where the artist eye comes in, is what looks believable. I'm going to take a little bit of my stamp tool, choose an area. I guess right here will do. And just I'm going to fill in a little bit here. This is not my favorite way of doing things, but sometimes is necessary. Because I think it gives a little more false transitions. If I can, I will always try and find a small brick, small piece from that area, like this, and move it down. I'm going to do a little compression on this because I can afford it. It's such a straight rock. I don't like that piece. I need to find something a little closer to it. And you can see where this is very time consuming at times, so flat, maybe this would be better, or this. Too edgy. Ooh, this is nice. Not enough dirt around it. This one. Looks like it has plenty of dirt around it. Yeah, you chose a particularly difficult assignment here on this particular one here. It still does not have enough dirt around it. To fill this gap. I'm going to do that one. As you see, there's tons and tons of just trial and error, and that's fine. I mean, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. It's just the way it goes. So that looks like it'll work as a stopgap between those. It's closer. I'm beginning to like it. Erase what I don't want. Keep what I do. Well, see, at least that begins to be believable. Now, also because this is such kind of a pane of information, so it's starting to mask, it's starting to look right. At any given moment, you can also choose to try your hand at a little, just filling in. Use a small brush. And it's like, I can't get all this information, so I'm gonna just start painting in some information. Wrong layer. I generally like to put it about 70. The computer's starting to slow down right now. And this is kind of like painting out your shadows at the same time, so if you're going to do it, you might as well kill two birds with one stone. This needs actual grout edge, so does this one. But you can be surprised what you can do just by physically painting it in, making sure you match the colors around. Go dark when the areas go dark. Why is that not painting? There we go. There we go. My computer's starting to lag, so I'm going to have to call this done soon. But you can see where I can actually just paint in information, and as long as the color scheme works and matches, that's all that matters. Back to 100%, because I'm tired of it not painting down what I want. Oh, it's not covering that at all. Why is that not covering? Oh, layer is 70%. Don't make that mistake if you can help it. Your paintbrush should be 70%, not your layer. Layer should be 100. But you can actually go in and paint and choose. I would suggest a hard brush, not a soft one, at this particular point in time. It'll make your life a bit easier. The more perfect you try and make it, the faker it begins to look, because these edges aren't perfect. It's also one of the reasons I normally steal from parts of the painting, the other parts of the image, wherever I can, because I can make this look right, but it's going to look more right if I steal it from pieces.